Hey y'all, this your girl Mimi, and this is my YouTube channel, Her Majesty Speaks. How are you doing on this really cold, crisp winter day? So I'm sitting outside of my home, waiting for my windshield to defrost because I can't even turn on the windshield wipers right now. But child, let me tell y'all something. I was on Facebook earlier this morning, and it's a lot of hot discussions. I mean, a lot of hot discussions right now on the little girl Lori Harvey. So, and this honestly, this is not even what I'm talking about today. It's not even really about her. It's about women of a particular age, and I'm talking about especially black women over, I said 35. We don't listen. When we got something in our mind, you can't tell us nothing. So it's a guy, he's well known guy in this area, good guy. Um, he's handsome. He's youngish. I ain't gonna say youngish. Yeah, about 40. And he's very successful. He's married, has a beautiful little girl. So he's talking to these women about what men want, because clearly it's all these beautiful, accomplished black men that are just single, and they don't want to listen to this man that's telling them, hey, there's nothing wrong with you. However, this is what men are looking for, and they want to argue him down. So, and it was so funny because one of the young ladies wanted to argue with me online, and I'm just like, I just agree with you, with this is how it should be, but that's not how it is. And I just finally said, I don't got time. I got stuff I got to do. I don't have time to sit here and argue with you all day. We can respectfully disagree, and it's okay. But folk want to, they get ugly when you don't agree with them. And this world is so much better. It's so much more. It's more exciting. It's boring when everybody has the same thought process, doing the same thing. I like it when you see other points of views, and folks have basis for this particular argument. And the thing is, everything can make sense, but it just is what it is. It's your point of view, your opinion. So, but getting back to the Lori Harvey young lady, and she is absolutely beautiful, as most, as a lot of young women of color are. Absolutely, I'm stunning young woman. But the argument was, and this is the argument that I continue to have, is that the optics don't look good. Now, granted, see, I'm a 45-year-old woman, and I still don't date around, because it just doesn't look right. I have 3 sons. It's a lot of things that I want to do, like personal wise, but I cannot do it. It doesn't look good, and I have to be the example for my children, for my boys, because I want them to get out here and respect women and treat them well. I don't want them to have if you see your mama home and you ain't no woman has a chance, because if your mama did it, you think everybody else is like that way. But what we were talking about were, like I said, the optics. And granted, she's a young woman, and she's allowed to date however many men she wants, whoever she wants to date. But this is the little cliffhanger in the situation. You can do that, but every action has a reaction. Every action has a consequence. So you want to marry well, and that's what a lot of these women are looking to do. She's 24. She hasn't started living yet. She hasn't started her family, and so the type of man that they want the type of man they want has a lot of options. So it's normally, someone very handsome, accomplished, no children. He has options. And even if he does have children, if he's black, handsome, and accomplished, he has all kinds of options. So he's not going to go for, and this was part of the argument that I had with the young, well, it wasn't an argument, the discussion, because I don't argue with people. But the discussion was, when a man has this type of, he has options, he's going to go for what's best for him. He's not going to go for somebody that is, technically, and I'm not saying we have special cases all over where, somebody might take one on and raise their child and stuff, but that's not the norm. That is not the normal situation. But definitely in my line of work, dealing with VIPs, most men of means, they have options, and they don't want a woman that they feel has been passed around. Now, granted, she's dating around. She's doing her. She's young. However, the way the optics look in this situation, and it didn't help that she dated a father, and he dated his son and then dated the father. That was just nasty. I don't care how old you are. That's But like I said, the optics on the situation. Most men are not going to say, "Oh, she just dating." She just dating. These just 9 dudes that I know of that she's dated. They're not going to see that. What they're going to see, because we all, especially women of a particular age, we know that men's egos, they can't handle it. They cannot. Because in their mind, that's your body count. That's adding to, that's just the ones that they know of in their mind. I'm not saying that she slept with all these men. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that she did. I don't know. It's none of my business. But for just discussion's sake, because I'm sure, and unfortunately what happens too is that a lot of these young women get coached, get bad advice from older women. It happens. And I don't believe that she's going to get her ideal situation out of this. Because, like I said, a quality man of means, quality, is not, they don't want just, and this is from my dealings with them and talking with them. No, I'm not a man, and I can't speak for all men, but I'm talking about women of color, because one of the girls said, well, and this was the only example she could bring up. Well, Kim and Kanye, I see, first of all, Kanye has a ticky bone, and Kim is not black. Those are not black women tricks. Black women are held to black people are held to a whole nother standard. Anytime we're going to do anything, just like, look at the president. The only black president we had, he had to be squeaky clean. He couldn't have been like any of the other white presidents. It wouldn't have worked. But in this situation, you have this young, stunningly beautiful 24-year-old woman that's already dated like 9 men. And the ad, one is a father and son. It's not a good look. And I'm just saying, I didn't make up the rules, but this is how it is. Women, I get so tired of women trying to play this man's game. And it is a man's game. Now granted, you a grown woman, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to go whole round, and I'm saying whole, and I say it with men too, so this is not a double standard type situation. I ain't gonna say whole round. If you want to sleep around and have as many sexual partners as you want, that is your prerogative. However, don't expect that your action is not going to have a consequence. Now, if you do it in private, you know how to play the game, fine, but no man of substance or means is going to wife up a woman where he knows her body count is high, and he knows that her body count is high. And it's so funny because you ask any man, ask any man, how many women, how many men has your wife been with? Ones that are married? It's not going to be over 3. I promise you. I don't know any woman, unless she's absolutely out of her mind, that's wanting to be married or has been married, has ever told a man how many men that they have actually been with. Their number is, I say, 3, no more than 4. And it's 4 if you of a particular age. But if you're young, they'll not be 2 or 3. So I just say this to say, no, it's not fair. The game is not fair. It sucks that, that you actually have to play games. But if that's what your end goal is, I don't want to be married again. But if your end game is that you want to be married, then you're going to have to, unfortunately, you're going to have to play that game. And you can't, the optics are very important. You can't just be out here loosey-goosey. Now, if you're gonna do it on the low. But the way this young girl is playing this, the way she is portraying herself out here, and women, we always give folks the benefit of doubt because that's who we are. But a man, he looking at, damn, she done been with all these dudes. And they'll pay. And they'll wine and dine, they'll do all of that. And then when they get finished, they're going to throw her ass away. I'm just the messenger. Don't get mad at me. I am simply the messenger. And this is just, history shows it. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about women I'm talking about black, other than black. Because, just think about the movie Pretty Woman. That should have happened to white women. It don't happen to us. I'm sorry, it just don't. And we ain't even talking about color. We're just talking about men and women. Their egos cannot handle it. Just like when you date, it's a lot of women that will, be with one dude, but he can't. And a lot of men will lie and say that, will lie to you, period, and say that they're not going to do this or do that because they know a lot of women might go for it. The problem is they're going to want to do the same thing you're doing, and a lot of dudes, their ego, they can't handle it. They simply cannot handle it. Like I said, I am simply the messenger. I did not make up the rules of the game, but those are the rules of the game. And all I'm simply saying, women, sisters, because I love y'all, no matter what, even with y'all angry asses. If your end goal is marriage, you can't be reckless out in these streets. So that's all I have to say about that. This is your girl, Mimi. This is my channel, Her Majesty Speaks. I told you I'm going to always give it to you raw and real. This is my opinion. It's a lot of truth in it, but it's still, at the end of the day, you're going to have your own, ideas or opinion or how things go, in your world. But if you really open your eyes and really are honest, you will see this is how it is. It's not fair, but this is how the game is played. It is what it is. But I'm going to get on out of here. I'm trying to wait for my windshield to thaw so I can go and do mommy stuff that I gotta do. But this is my channel again, Her Majesty Speaks. If you like what you hear, definitely like and subscribe. And I will talk to you all later.